Hey everybody, welcome to Tea Time with Amy and Bev. Hello
Good day
again.
again. So nice. So nice to see your face again.
Again. Good to hang out together
We
for a little
do.
bit.
So how are you doing?
Do it.
I said, how are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I am just have a lot on my plate right now and navigating time and energy and um self-care and all the things and enjoying all the things. So yeah, it's I'm at that spot right now. There's so many things happening. I have to, of course, prioritize. And sometimes that's really, really hard with the different compartments. So,
Okay.
but
Do you do you ever ask like the angels? Do you ask you probably do all the time, but do you ask them all the time like to help you when you're doing all this stuff like, hey, I need help. Any way you guys can help me out on this to get all the stuff done?
oh yeah, my main affirmation for myself when I get into a space where I feeling there's way too much. I just have all the time, space, and energy I need to complete the tasks that need my attention today. And
Nice.
it always works out. But then there's those days where this is probably, I would say, is probably helping me be more intentional. Like Esther Hicks and Abraham with segment intention. And I just heard that video or heard her talking about that the other day was the segment intention. And I was like, oh yeah. Oh yeah, there's that I could use. So as a just an overview for the listener is segment intention. I wake up and um it's like blocks of time. You're only focused on blocks of time instead of the entire day. So block of time, I'm gonna have a relaxing, enjoyable morning, get ready for work, enjoy my I like to have a cup of coffee and read, and then I meditate. And so it's just gonna be smooth, easy morning. Everything's gonna go well. And then my next segment is my drive from work or from home to work. So the segment intention is it's going to be a clear path going to work, easy, right? Just and then from uh maybe when I get to work, maybe just that morning. The morning's going to be fabulous. There's going to be ease in everything that I touch and have all the time, space, and energy I need for the tasks that need my attention today. I feel supported. I have the guidance I need. Like, and just keep affirming each segment of the day. And if you're going to the store, the segment intention might be I'm going to get the best parking spot for me. Um, and it maybe you like the close up parking spot. Maybe you like to park far away, get your steps in. Doesn't matter, but the fact is, you're going to get the perfect spot for you. That even might mean that wherever the parking spot is open, you might see somebody you haven't seen in a very long time, but you've been thinking about them because that's how, you know, the universe works. It brings to us what we focus on. So that perfect parking spot might be in correlation with somebody you've been thinking about. So just being open to that. But yeah, so I was like, oh yeah, segment intention. So might be a good idea if I implement that
Yeah.
a
Yeah,
little
because it's
more.
intentionally that's so freaking awesome though, because it's you're basically intentionally you're creating all your day. You're not out of expectation, not out of want, need, or lack. It's just a matter of what you're creating. That's awesome.
Yeah. So maybe that's where I'm at right now is just leaning more on the in actually being focused on intention for a segment for the day, whatever that looks like. because I've noticed, and a lot of times I notice these things when you and I show up to record tea time, is um at every given time in this we're just in this classroom. And today, right now, the class is intention. Focus on you, which is interesting. I'm talking about this. By the time this recording is posted, it will be past. But as we're recording this, we're in a new moon. And new moon is to set your intentions. So quite interesting that that topic is coming up, because I did not plan this conversation. So it's just, maybe that's where I'm at. That's the classroom I'm in right now, is setting intentions. Be focused on those intentions. Hold your attention to those intentions, right? Because that's the important pieces.
Yeah, and you're maintaining a vibrational frequency throughout all that too, as you're creating and stuff. It's pretty phenomenal, really, because we are creators, we're master creators, and it's just one of the ways that we can create. One of the ways that I like to create is if I'm experiencing something I don't like, I start automatically creatively thinking, what would I like from that space? And so switching the gears, right? So we're still creating, we still have our hand in the making of everything that's around us. And we always do, but we've been doing it willy-nilly. I mean, I have, and even still do. There's lots of times that I'll create stuff that I'm maybe not intentionally wanting to create, but I'm creating it. And so as soon as I recognize it, then I'm in awareness, and then I can change it right at that moment. So I don't even have to stay in that space anymore. Things have things have definitely evolved from that space, and then recognizing, I'm always telling the universe, okay, well, you guys surprise and delight me with whatever you decide to pop into, into my experience, because you know better than I do what's going to really surprise and delight me. I have limited beliefs, or maybe I've got beliefs that don't allow certain things to come into fruition for myself because I think that that's not possible. And then the only way that I explore that, so I might spend time tonight, or I did it a few days ago, like really sitting with money, like how does money feel for me? Where do I feel that in my body? And then exploring all the parts where I feel like it's kind of shut off or pinched off. And then I recognize that, and then I wait till I feel, when I'm in my body with the process, until I feel good about that whole situation. And if I can't get there from there, then I start calling in spirit and asking spirit, help guide me, because I'm not sure what to do to help lift this, because I want to feel better about it. I just want to feel good. And then when I do these things start coming forward. They start presenting themselves. Information comes forward. Maybe Amy posted up a post on Facebook or something, and it's like that totally caught my attention and resonated with me. So it's just recognize there's so many different tools out there, and we don't have to get caught up in all the emotional stuff that's going on in the world. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with the things. I'm just saying it doesn't have to be our focus, because whatever we're focusing on grows, right? Basically that's what we're talking about. We've been talking about forever, but whatever we focus on grows. And so if I want to sit and put all my attention into, I don't know, that there's trash everywhere, then I'm going to see trash everywhere. But if I start thinking, oh my gosh, like look at all that, there's all this land out in front of me right now. It's clear. I don't see nothing out there. And then I'm going to start seeing more and more that's going to show me proof that there's no trash out there. Everybody's picking it up. I had the conversation with my granddaughter the other day because she wants to stop and pick up all the trash, which is fine. I have bags in my truck so that we can stop and pick up trash. That's just the way it is. But it's also what we focus on. If we focus on it, if I focus on seeing trash, I'll find it everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere. It's everywhere. But if you're not focused on it, you're focused on all the clean air, the focused on the clean plants, and you're focused on the clean water that's coming in and feeding the plants, then we're not feeding more to something that we don't want to create. Because otherwise, I feel like it's creating a lot of stuff that doesn't, that from what we're hearing, it's harmful for the body. Well, but these bodies adapt. They really do. And we put so much focus into how to make it work instead of letting the body tell us what it needs or doesn't want. So it goes back to all the awareness. It's just being in awareness and really focused on where you're putting your energy. What are you focused on? Are you ignoring yourself? Are you saying yes to this because you don't want to deal with it sitting at home with yourself? Are you, it's just really checking in with ourselves all the time and being honest with ourselves. What do we really want and like? Not what does everybody else like? What am I going to do that's going to make them like me more? It's not about any of that stuff. What are you going to do that you're going to like yourself even more?
Yeah. And a lot of times, that's the issue, right? We focus on other things to keep us from focusing on ourselves. And our attention starts with ourselves. And so it's okay to focus on the your thoughts, emotions, your words, how you're feeling, because that is going to contribute to the intentions that you set for your life, for your day, for your segment of the day. So having the intention of, very common, having the intention of wanting more money, but inside you're just like, I have too many bills. I'll never catch up. I'll never get ahead. There's never enough money coming in. It's two different stories. And you're just gonna, it's just the resistance is going to be stronger than the intention of wanting more. And that's also a key word, is wanting. You're saying it's out there. I want it and it's out there, and I want it and it's out there, but it's not coming because you want it. It is. We are full of abundance now. I mean, everything in this room, somebody, even if they were a gift to me, somebody paid money for that. So the abundance in this room is a great example. Everything that's in my screen right now is abundance. And I don't want to get on a tangent about money or that. It's, where's your intention? Where are you focused on that's in alignment with where you're at? And just like Bev said, that if you're focused on you don't have enough money and you have these bills to pay, then stop thinking about the money and just stop thinking about the bills for a second, and just, you can focus on the abundance that you have, the gratitude for what you have. Go outside and appreciate the sun, or you have flowers or plants. One of the things caught me this morning was, I was in the kitchen and we have a door with a window to the backyard, and there's a cat in the neighborhood that makes its rounds. And this morning it was in our yard, and I got to see a hummingbird flew down to the cat's level and was checking out the cat, and then went up in the bush and then flew away. I was like, well, that was cool to see. It's things like that. Allow yourself to appreciate those moments, because then that brings ease into the body, and then set your intentions of, wow, that was amazing. And I just know that the universe or God is abundant in these moments, and they're coming to me, and I got to see that, right? It relaxes the body, the nervous system, it takes you off of, there's not enough money to, oh my gosh, look at that hummingbird checking out the cat. That was cool, right? And it was very
Yeah.
close, like, not, I would say within 12 inches of the cat. Like, it was very close to the cat. Down, the cat's on the ground. The cat wasn't up on a wall or anything. It was on the ground by some bushes, and the hummingbird came down and was checking it. I was like, wait, what? That was cool.
It
That
is
was
cool.
exciting.
And it's funny that you bring up those kind of things. It's not funny. I actually love everything you just said, because it's true. And it's a lot of things that I've been doing. And, I might sit and watch ants. I'll sit and watch how they communicate with each other. I'm watching the cows. Like, I'll sit and watch. There's a couple that they get kind of goofy with each other and play, and they're older. So there's like a bond between these two. So I've noticed that. I've noticed how the babies, how they all communicate with each other. These are things that I would have missed out on. And when you talk about abundance, I don't know why I'm getting emotional, but I am, because it's things that I recognize. But just like the hummingbirds, oh my gosh, they must have been passing through here or whatever, but there must have been like 20 of them out there. It's just so crazy. And for that, but I'd sit and watch them forever. So now I go out there and I'm watching the quail because I like to feed them. But like I said before, probably in the last video, I know that my energy has shifted because I'm noticing more and more animals and insects and everything that are coming close up to me. I'll be at the window in the kitchen and the hummingbird will come up to the window and look, you know, they're looking right at you. They're looking right at you. The quail are getting more comfortable around here. They're all nice, fat and sassy. We don't hunt them, so it's like they're not big enough for me to eat. So, but you know what I mean? And I love watching them, but it's like watching how they are with each other. Like it's their dynamics. How are they communicating with each other? Watching my dogs, like all these things that I didn't do before, and I'm taking the time to watch instead of trying to control and figure everything out. Like even with the kids, the grands and stuff like that, they've got to figure their stuff out. So I sit and watch something, and I only would come into the space now to say something if it's something needs to be said. Otherwise, let them be. Who cares if they're arguing with each other? Who cares if I feel like what that's doing is wrong? Nobody's getting hurt right now, and they've got to work it out because that's how they're learning how to communicate. They're learning the things they don't like and what they do like right now, right in front of your face, like when all this stuff's happening. So it's just recognizing to sit back and witness all of it because it is beautiful because then you get to see how they grew and then you didn't have to have a hand in it. It wasn't something that you did. It was something that they did. That's their competence.
Yeah. And they're setting the intention of, this is what I want. You're not going to change my mind, and I'm going to do it.
That's right. That's right.
My aunt tells a story of my son. She helped. Well, she watched him while I was working, and so when he started walking, walked over to the planter and holding on to it and put his hand in the dirt and grabbed a handful of dirt and moved it over um, the floor with this handful of dirt. And she looked at him and she's like, jokingly, not mean or anything. I believe this to be true. And she's like, don't you dare. And he goes, opened his hand, dropped the dirt on the floor, and then laughed. And they both laughed. And so, yeah, they're just kids show us. They show us how to stand in their power.
Yeah. It's to let them be kids though, because we learn so much from it. And then for her to laugh about it too, that's phenomenal.
Yeah.
I've listened to it a couple times actually, Suzanne Giesemann doing this interview. And he talks about when he was 7 years old, he walks into the bedroom of his parents because he's psychic. Well, he doesn't label himself as anything, but he can communicate and stuff. And he's like, walks into the room. He said it's 7 o'clock in the morning, and he says he has this bottle of water. He says, I finally figured it out, and he poured it out, and he says, the bottle is our body, and this is our soul. So it's like our soul is so much bigger. It doesn't stay in the body always. It's always constantly doing things. We're we're for a 7-year-old to say something like that, but that's how they know things, and it's such a teaching moment for anybody that was in that experience. Anybody that the mom went and told anybody about, because it's now an opportunity for someone else to see something differently. And it was something so simple, and he was 7. It just blows my mind, and it's awesome all at the same time.
Yeah, that's amazing. So, yes, this thought of this, I'm glad we had this conversation again because I will, when we start talking about things, just so the audience knows, we don't plan our conversations. Bev and I were like, okay, 9 a.m. on Sunday, we're going to get together. We're going to do some recordings. We don't talk about topics. We don't communicate any of that. And so a lot of times when we're talking is when I for myself am processing the things that we're talking about. And it's a lot of times also it's things I've been processing internal, but when I start talking about them out loud, other information comes to me, or divine guidance, or other intentions, whatever it might be. Clarity comes because now I have a sounding board. I have somebody to talk to who can contribute to the conversation. So I look forward to our conversations every time we get together because of what comes out of them. And it's very selfish to say what comes out of them for me. So
I'm in agreement with you though, because it is in a world where shallow conversations seem to happen often. And so what can I do right now? I have an opportunity just with what I said. And in all the conversations that I have now, they're like deep conversations. And so I have an opportunity to create from that space what I was going to say. So everything's an opportunity for me to have deep conversations with everybody and to explore things. I just haven't given everybody else the opportunity. I give you, I welcome you in because I always know the conversations are going to be great and wonderful. So it's for me to be more open and recognize that there's lots of people out there that love to have the deeper conversations. Because guess what? If I'm feeling that way, they're feeling that way too. They're
Yep.
ready for a deeper conversation. They don't care about who won the game, what the weather is like, because those things are always changing. But there's a whole bunch of other stuff that's under the surface, like Amy, you look so happy and peaceful. What are you doing? Those where the conversations go. Because
Yeah.
we're in awareness and recognizing and we're celebrating each other where we're at
And
and
it's
not finding lack in ourselves because we're not in
right.
the same place.
Right. And the internal dialogue I have with myself is also setting an intention of, I need more clarity. I would like more clarity. I would like some guidance and support on this. I would, right? That's the intention that I'm setting out to the universe of when I'm asking these internal questions. And then Bev and I come together and we have the conversations organically, even like not even intended as a plan of this is what we're going to talk about. It just happens. So
Every time, and it's so beneficial. I mean, it's beneficial for us. So that's why, like you said, we have these conversations. So hopefully it's benefiting others as well, or it's certainly giving them opportunities to have deeper conversations and to explore things. Even if they only picked up one word from our whole conversation, they got something out of it. That's all that matters.
that's what matters. And then you can be resourceful with the information and share it with friends, family, coworkers, people when you're out and about. And I always use the grocery line because a lot of times you're waiting and so people are there. So I always use the grocery store as an example. Standing in line at the grocery store. So,
Because there's lots of opportunities in the grocery store in the standing in line. There really
true.
is, because you're waiting and you're going to have people that are, I, I, I have lots of experience
Yep.
helping, like sending them lots of love and light energy because they need that too. They're handling a lot of energy throughout the day.
Yeah.
A lot of people's energy.
And that's another segment intending is when you get ready to go to the grocery store, there's ease in getting your groceries. Check if you like to go to an actual cashier that there is no line, you can get right up. And so setting that intention of just going to the grocery store. That's fun to do. I've done that many times.
Yeah.
Other times I just like to be surprised and delighted as to how it unfolds, which sometimes is very interesting. And sometimes I don't even do it because I'm going to the store, I'm getting my stuff and I just go, I'm in the moment. So anyway, people are out there having these conversations. So be resourceful. You can share our videos, you can share other podcasts and influencers that you're listening to. And that helps support all of us who are showing up on a regular basis. Bev and I have been showing up for over 5 years now on a weekly basis with a video. So if it's resonating with you, share it. Either have the conversation yourself or share the links. So with that, you can find us on many platforms. There's Facebook, Instagram, Spreaker, Spotify, Podcast Addict, and TikTok, YouTube. So any final words, Bev?
Just stay tuned and we can't wait to see you next time.
That's it. All right, friends. Take care. We'll see you next time. It's tea time with Amy and Bev.